Hey guys, in this new video, we're going to take a look at acids. We're going to see what are the key features that make acids acids. And more importantly, how do we distinguish one type of acid from another? So if we take a look at the beginning, it says the most common feature of an acid is that it possesses an H plus ion. Now here's the thing, not all acids have H plus, but a majority of them do. And we're going to say the name of this H plus ion is hydronium ion. Later on, we're going to learn that certain types of acids don't possess H plus at all, but they're still acids. They're just a special type of acid which we call Lewis acids. When we get to that section, we'll cover that in detail. But for right now, just remember, most acids have H plus. This H plus ion is called hydronium ion or hydrogen ion. And we're also going to say here that H plus is the same thing as H3O plus. You're going to see that your professor uses them interchangeably. That's because they're the same exact thing. They're just a different way of writing the same exact ion. So just remember, H plus is the same thing as H3O plus. Now we're going to say when it comes to acids, there are two major forms. Now the simpler of the two are called binary acids. Now a binary acid possesses H plus, and that H plus is connected to some electronegative element. Now we're going to say the electronegative element would be nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, or some type of halogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, or iodine. Now the key things that binary acids don't have is, we're going to say no binary acid has oxygen. Okay? If you have oxygen on an acid, that will be a different type of acid. So all binary acids, none of them have oxygen present. Now, the second thing is they usually possess no metals. Usually if we have a metal within a compound, it's ionic, and usually it'll be base. If a metal is involved, it's usually a base. Of course, there are exceptions to this, and we'll talk about that later on. Now we're going to say here, the most common types of these particular acids are called your halo acids. Okay? Halo means that we have a halogen. And of course, acid is H plus. So remember, the halogens are in group 7A. And if you're in group 7A, what's your charge? Hopefully you guys remember the charge distribution in the periodic table. So remember, if you're in group 7A, your charge is -1. So we have F minus, Cl minus, Br minus, I minus. So when we have a positive H plus connecting with one of these negative ions, our halo acids would be HF, HCl, HBr, HI. So these are your four halo acids, a hydrogen connected to a halogen. Now, we could talk about other types of common binary acids based on groups. So we just looked at group 7A. So that would be HF, HCl, HBr, HI. But remember, we also have group 6A involved. And remember, when you're group 6A, your charges are -2. So we're going to skip oxygen in group 6A because, again, binary acids don't possess any oxygen. So if you go down group 6A and you're looking at a periodic table, the next one would be S2 minus, Se2 minus, Te2 minus. And again, these guys are combining with H plus to give us a binary acid. So let's just remember what we learned about ionic compounds. How do we make them into compounds? Remember the charges. The number from the charges crisscross to give us our compound. Okay. So we'd have H2S, H2SE, H2TE. So these will be your binary acids that are common to group 6A. And then we could say that we have certain ones that are a little bit different. So these are the odd ones. That they're technically still binary acids, they're just a little bit different. So here we could have HN3, and here we could have HCN. So those would be the odd ones out. They're a little bit different from group 7A and 6A, but they're still binary acids because here we have H plus connected to a negative ion, and here we have H plus connected to a polyatomic ion, Cn negative, cyanide ion. Now, we'll learn how to name these later on in coming videos, but for right now, these are our typical common types of binary acids from group 6A, group 7A, and also the odd ones. Now that we've seen this first type of acids, it's time to talk about the second type.